On this Veterans Day, we honor the alumni of Virginia Military Institute and the Citadel. They have served with valor, distinction, and unwavering duty to this nation.
Among the noblest of professions is the profession of arms.
How lofty and high of an ideal, and what duty to your country, to your institution, and to your family, and to your way of life really means.
Duty is really excelling when the odds are against you.
Well, I think Veterans Day brings up special memories for anyone who has been in the service.
I graduated from Citadel on May 30th, 1942, just about almost 6 months after Pearl Harbor. So basically our entire class went right on active duty right after graduation. And we knew that starting December the 8th, if you would.
My first tour was in Afghanistan. We were there for 8 months. I flew in the middle of the night. The moon, it was a full moon. I landed, and the fire base itself has a 18, 20-foot wall all the way around it. And my first thought was, well, this is the Alamo, and I hope this doesn't end the same way.
Went across the street on Sunday morning to church, and the rector of the church said, "Hey, Carol, I see there's a war going on where you're going." And I said, "Where's that?" He said, "Korea." And I said, "Where's that?"
We landed in Al-Assad, Iraq. We left from Cherry Point in late August. When the doors of the C-130 opened in Al-Assad, it was about 125 degrees outside, and it felt like a blow dryer hitting you in the face. It was hot and sandy and bright, very bright.
When you are confronted with something over there in Iraq or Afghanistan, your first reaction is, well, at the Citadel I was prepared for it anyway. So it was comforting.
I mean, we were crossing the berm in support on the first morning at 5 o'clock in the morning of the ground war. We had made all the preparations for chem and biological warfare. And it was the uncertainty and the not knowing and the anticipation, and also the build-up, the tremendous build-up and preparation, and then just how quick the ground war was. It was over within a blink of the eye.
General Walker came out, who was the commander of 8th Army, came out with a statement that we were going to not retreat anymore. We were going to die in our current foxholes. Sort of a scary thing for a second lieutenant. But we moved 120 miles that night down to Mason to anchor the southern end of the Pusan perimeter, and we were there until we broke out in August.
Wars have changed so much. I mean, World War II, you sent people out 4 years they were in combat, and some of them were exposed to combat situations almost daily.
In our case, just very bluntly, on Okinawa itself was a series of coral ridges going down the island, north or south. And we go from one ridge to the next, and if we moved 300 or 400 yards in a day, that was big doing. Well, in Germany, they were going for several miles a day. But we just literally have to dig the Japanese out of the caves, out of the holes, and it's like digging clams on the beach because they weren't going to surrender.
I participated in the Battle of White City to recover the city from the NVA, and approximately 2,500 Marines went into the battle. There were approximately 10,000 to 12,000 NVA that we were up against. So it was a very, very difficult fight. It was house-to-house fighting. We took lots of casualties. I went in with approximately 120 Marines, and at one point I was down to 39.
Yeah, seeing that up close, that makes a big difference. You hear about the ultimate sacrifice, but it's not until you witness it that it really drives it home to your heart.
The tremendous unselfish sacrifices that untold thousands of people have made, for our freedoms and liberties.
I'm very proud and honored to say that today we have hundreds and thousands of young men and young women who are willingly going forward, picking up that torch and continuing to carry the light of freedom throughout the world. And I think we owe an extreme debt of gratitude to those that are serving in Afghanistan and Iraq today, and the sacrifice that they're making for our country, for you, and for me.